Fever looked best tonight when Caitlin Clark was surrounded by players that don't have an ego. Surrounded by players that said, I'm going to be MVP of the WNBA this year. And you see how easy it is when you just let Caitlin play ball and others follow.
Finally, after months of constant doubt and endless criticism, Caitlin Clark reminded everyone exactly why she's considered one of the most exciting stars in the game. The Indiana Fever didn't just defeat the Atlanta Dream last night. They dominated them, finishing with commanding 99-82 victory. It was more than just a win. It was a statement performance that shut down the critics who had been questioning whether the team could perform better without their superstar. Clark and the Fever answered that narrative in the loudest way possible, proving that when she's on the court, the team's energy, confidence, and fire rise to another level.
Final 99-82. Right here, 29 points in the third quarter, 30 points in the fourth quarter. That might be the best second half of the season, the best fourth quarter of the season. Look at these bench points. 29 bench points tonight. And they withstood an absolute barrage by Jordan Canada, who had 26 points in the first.
The critics claimed that the Indiana Fever were better off without Caitlin Clark. They argued that she controlled the ball too much and that the team had more scoring options when she wasn't on the floor. But after Friday night, those claims looked pretty hollow. What fans witnessed was a complete collapse of that narrative. Clark showed that she doesn't have to lead the scoreboard to control the game. Her presence, vision, and leadership were more than enough to set the tone and drive the Fever to a dominant performance.
Ride for Indiana and for Clark as well, who's had to fight through a lot of injuries. But I think the encouraging thing from Cece was the fight that she showed on the floor. Clearly, she's not quite at 100%, still working her way back, hasn't found her three ball yet, but what she did was attack. She used the physicality against the defenders by putting her head down and going to the basket. That opened things up for her playmaking, which of course is another genius aspect of her game. Once that started clicking,
let's break down what really happened. Sophie Cunningham came off the bench with incredible energy, delivering a huge performance with 16 points and 10 rebounds. Nothing short of a statement game. But the most important part of the story is this. It wasn't Cunningham shining despite Caitlin Clark. It was Cunningham thriving because of her. The connection between the two was undeniable. Every possession showed their growing chemistry, as Clark's playmaking and court vision created opportunities that allowed Cunningham to attack with confidence. It was a perfect example of how Clark elevates the entire Indiana Fever roster, turning individual talent into a powerful, coordinated performance.
Folks, this might have been the best Sophie Cunningham game she's played so far for the Indiana Fever. When she hit those nail-in-the-coffin threes against the Minnesota Lynx, we were already up in that game. Yes, nail-in-the-coffin, awesome. But we were down in the third quarter. We were down 52-47 in the third quarter. And we came back and won. And that started with Sophie Cunningham hitting a big...
For weeks, critics kept pushing the same storyline, that the Indiana Fever were somehow more dangerous without Caitlin Clark on the floor. Even analysts joined the chorus. On ESPN, basketball commentator Carolyn Peck openly suggested that Indiana looked more threatening when Clark wasn't playing. Imagine that. The idea that the most talked about rookie in WNBA history, the player smashing attendance records and bringing massive attention back to the league, was somehow holding her own team back. It sounded unbelievable then, and after Friday night, it sounds even more ridiculous. The Fever's performance turned that entire narrative on its head, delivering the kind of statement when that felt like cold, undeniable revenge.
Hey, that they need Caitlin Clark. I mean, come on, guys. See, this is why you don't listen to ESPN. Idiots like Carolyn Peck said they are more dangerous without Caitlin Clark. It's such she should be indicted and go to jail for that comment. That's one of the dumbest.
Caitlin Clark finished the night with 12 points and 9 assists, but the box score doesn't fully capture the impact she had on the game. Shooting 5 of 17 from the field and struggling from three-point range might suggest a quiet performance, yet her influence was present in nearly every possession. Clark controlled the tempo, directed the offense, and constantly created opportunity for her teammates. She played the role of orchestrator and floor general, elevating everyone around her. And when the Indiana Fever needed a spark, trailing by 3 in the third quarter, Clark's leadership and vision shifted the momentum, turning what had been a tight contest into a convincing victory.
The big way they were able to neutralize Caitlin Clark, and I think it was almost an issue with Stephanie White as much as anything, is they were manhandling her. They were manhandling Caitlin Clark early in that game. Like, they had two hands on her. They were fully getting into the we are grabbing her and we don't really care. Like, that was their goal. Their goal was they were out there to maul Caitlin Clark. They had they had absolutely no intention of doing anything.
If you're enjoying the breakdown, don't forget to subscribe. What made this game truly special was the explosion of energy from the bench, especially from Sophie Cunningham. She stepped onto the court with incredible intensity and completely caught Atlanta off guard. Cunningham caught fire from beyond the arc, knocking down 4 of her 5 3-point attempts and delivering clutch shots exactly when the team needed them most. Her season-high 16 points didn't just happen by chance. They were the result of the space and opportunities created by Clark's presence on the floor. When defenders are stretched out worrying about a 30-foot pull-up, chasing Clark through screens, or collapsing to stop her drives, opens a door for teammates to thrive. And in this game, Cunningham took full advantage, turning that attention into a scoring clinic that helped swing the momentum in Indiana's favor.
Right here, Sophie Cunningham. Let's check it out. And she's got the long three way downtown. Boom. Way down, boom. Oh, real nice all-around performance. Second half was great ball tonight. No doubt about it. But Stephanie White let the team cook.
What truly made the moment stand out was a growing chemistry between Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. You could see it developing on nearly every possession. Whenever Clark drove into defense and kicked the ball out, Cunningham was perfectly positioned, ready to fire. And each time the Atlanta Dream defense collapsed to contain Clark, she calmly found Cunningham waiting for wide-open looks. That's what happens when elite basketball IQ meets teammates who truly understand how to play off one another. What makes Cunningham so valuable is that she fully understands her role within the system of the Indiana Fever. She recognizes that when Clark is on the floor, the entire rhythm of the game shifts. As Cunningham herself explained, when Clark plays with a team, the Fever operate with a completely different style of basketball. That isn't criticism, it's basketball intelligence. It's the awareness of how to maximize a team's strengths and use every player's ability to create the most effective style of play on the court.